Well, howdy folks, Shawn here from hikingwithshawn.com. Today we're at the Little Grand Canyon here in the Shawnee National Forest near Pomona, Illinois. It's a nice loop, kind of strenuous, but it's dry, so it's not as dangerous. And we're gonna do it, and you get to come with us. So stay tuned. When doing Little Grand Canyon, it's best to go into the trail where the bathroom is and do the loop that way, which is clockwise. And we have picnic areas out here in case you want to picnic. This trail is rugged. You can see a really nice overlook if you don't want to go down into the canyon. To go down the canyon, you have to hike down waterfall cascades, and you have to hike back up them. If it's really wet, it's really dangerous. If it's not too wet, it's still a little dangerous. But you can just hike a couple miles and see the overlook, or you can do the whole loop. Make sure you bring plenty of water, snack, bug spray, and wear comfortable shoes that have grip. So keep that in mind. This is a pawpaw fruit. It's not any good because it's, it could be good right in here, but I'm not gonna try it. But that's what that is. It tastes kind of like a banana, has seeds in it, and a lot of people like it. Michelle doesn't like them. She doesn't like the smell or taste. I like them. I just couldn't eat a whole lot of them. But that's what a pawpaw is. We see a lot of pawpaw plants. You can see them all over. They pretty much, I want to use the word choke out the forest, but they say they're not invasive, but they seem like they are. So yeah, way more invasive than cedars, but that's what that is, pawpaw. A lot of people like the fruit. And yep, so that's something to kind of look for around this time of the year, this summer getting into fall. And if you get into it, they're all over the Shawnee, so it's pretty cool. All right, here's some signage kind of talking about the Let the Sunshine In campaign, which is fine as long as they maintain the trails that those areas go through, because if they don't, they overgrow really quick with invasives and sticker bush and stinging nettle if it's near a creek, and it's horrendous. So Let the Sunshine In works as long as they maintain the trails. But if they don't have enough money to do that, then it ruins them. So, but kind of a cool picture. You can pause this and try to look for all the critters in it. There's all sorts of critters. I always really like that picture. That's supposed to be a bobcat, by the way, not a tiger. All right, folks, here's the famous Little Grand Canyon overlook. Very cool. It is a nice overlook. And it used to be a lot worse, but the Forest Service come here and they cleared these trees a bit to make it where you can actually see stuff, which is nice. I applaud them for doing that. So I do believe straight out here where you see this hill is called Big Hill or Fountain Bluff. There's a lot of Native American petroglyphs and stuff in that area, so it's very hard to get to most of them. But that's Fountain Bluff out there, and then the Big Muddy River runs through here, and you can see these power poles. Those are kind of new. They just put them up recently. There was some other ones, but they put these bigger metal ones up. And then here's the bluff down there. There's a big bluff that goes, if you keep following it, it goes to, you can get to Abneyville Rock. And yeah, that was fun. And then we're on top of Chalk Bluff, which is pretty cool. we need to hit that again in the winter. It's a fun bluff to explore. So there's a trail here. I wouldn't recommend going down it, but you can, but it'll go to a much dangerous part of the overlook. I went down it in the rain and almost slid off the side of the bluff, or the top of the bluff. I have a video of it, me falling. So it was kind of nerve-wracking. That was before Michelle knew me. Otherwise it probably wouldn't have happened. But yeah, they probably need to come out here and cut all this and burn it again. It'll make the overlook a little prettier. But yeah, that's a pretty overlook, and this is a 1.1 mile from the parking lot. Right down there, we're gonna start getting into the actual canyon, the waterfall part. So if you just wanted to walk to this and back, it's gonna be a little over 2 miles, just in case you can't get down the waterfall canyon. But I really like Little Green Canyon a lot. With this. Alrighty, folks. About fell there. We are heading for, I tripped over something. Heading for the cascade. Gonna climb down it. Get to the bottom part of the trail. This is a nice, well used, I don't want to say overly used, because it's public land, it belongs to everyone. It's well used trail, so it's easy to follow, very maintained by people's feet. Always love this part of the trail. Just got to be careful if it's wet, because this part can get pretty slick. So, and this, even though it's bone dry, there's dust on the rocks, and if you hit the right, dust, it'll be just as slippery as like water. So keep that in mind. People fall out here, they have to be rescued, especially on the waterfall part. Sometimes they fall and roll or slide and break limbs, and Murfreesboro Fire has to come out and extract them, and they're really good at it. So kudos to the fire departments that have to come out here and do it. But definitely be careful. The less they have to do that, the safer for everyone. All right, folks, we're gonna start hiking down this into the canyon here. There's a little bit of water down there. We did get rain the other day, so it may have put enough here where it got a little bit in the canyon. It's just not like rushing. Me and Michelle has done this during heavy rain. Not advisable, but it is a risk we took.
I had no idea, for the record.
Yeah, it was her first time here. So
Shawn had been here before.
Yeah.
Numerous times before.
Yeah.
So in my defense.
Yep. But that's where you want to be careful, because it's pretty slick. So you don't want to fall down that. It's nice and rocky and jaggedy in some points. It would hurt. And you might fall into a rattlesnake, because they are out here. So keep that in mind. Stinging nettle is out here.
I think I'd rather take my chance with the rattlesnake than the stinging nettle.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah, I'll have to. All right, folks. Here's some of the canyon. It's very cool. It's kind of sunny out, so it's not going to be the best video. On a cloudy day, it looks a little better. Over the years, stairs and handholds and all sorts of stuff has been carved in to the cascade to make it easier for folks to get down. All right, just came from that way. Up in this cool shelter. If it's raining, it'd be a good place to dry off a bit and contemplate why you're hiking down this trail in the rain. But you can see there's plenty of spots you gotta kind of make your way down best you can.
Don't go that way.
Yep, that's a nettly trail.
I see a painted rock.
This is stinging nettle here. That's what that looks like.
It is.
And it hurts when it touches you. Some people it doesn't, but me definitely. So,
I found an alligator.
found an alligator.
They did a good job painting that one too.
Oh, it's painted rock. That's funny. How's that? How is that for a sight? All right, here's a good 360 shot. Isn't that cool? All right, folks. Really pretty scene right here. Lots of bluffage. Just a beautiful area. Filming. All right, folks. Cool little portion here. Always like coming up here, checking it out. Little shelter. Pretty cool. All the little holes. You'd think it's like little ant farms. It's ant lions. So, eat ants. This is a part of Chalk Bluff, which we were on top of looking at the overlook. And now we're down into the canyon. And just enjoying it. Enjoying the trail. A lot of nettle, stinging nettle. Definitely keep that in mind if you come here in the summer. You know, bugs, ticks, seed ticks, stinging nettle, poison ivy. This place is really pretty during leaf off when there's not any frozen precipitation. You know, if there's snow or ice, it's going to be extremely dangerous, deadly. So I wouldn't recommend doing that during leaf off, unless it's dry. Then definitely I'd recommend it. But fall is a good fall color spot. If we have colors, go to the overlook, check them out. Alright, folks. Cool bluffage. Let me rest my camera on the tripod here.
Really? You're so funny.
I'm funny. I'm a funny guy. Here on the bottom. Enjoying the bottom. All right, folks. A really pretty area here. Very pretty. Starting to look like fall out here. I welcome it. Just not too thrilled about cold temperatures. Little Grand Canyon is cool all the way through. Light is perfect right now. You can really see the colors of the bluffage pop. You know, there's no filter on this camera. folks. Really cool part of the bluffage here. I've always enjoyed it. Just interesting looking. Really cool. Really cool. Just a cool area. Alright folks, got this cool waterfall. Of course it's not running. We have seen it running. And unfortunately the day we seen it really running, I didn't bring my camera because I used a different camera back then and it was really heavy rain. And I just didn't want to break it. But now that I use a GoPro, I'll just have to come back when it's heavy rain. Alright. It's such a nice, beautiful day today. It's in the 70s. And usually this area is filled with people. The trail, we're going up that. And usually there's quite a bit of people here, and it's hard for me to film because I don't want to put people on video without, you know, them giving me permission. Some cases I do, you know, when I did the marathon, but you know, it's not focusing on them too much. It's a public event. Everyone's taking photos and videos, but you know, out here I really try not to video people without them, you know, consenting. And it's awkward to ask them, so I usually just don't film. But for such a nice day to have all this to ourselves right now is pretty significant. Alright folks, here is the other waterfall cascade that we climb up to get back to the top, to the rolling hills of the trail.
My least favorite part of the trail.
Yeah, I kind of like it. I kind of like hills. Good for the heart, good for the ticker. All right, folks, now we are out of the cascade and onto the Rolling Hills Trail here. And it does get pretty hilly. There's some points where I get to the top and have to stop because I'm wore out. Trying to keep this camera straight where you can actually see the hill. It's definitely a hill going up.
The mountain.
It's a mountain.
It smells like Pawpaw.
Yeah, that's where a side-by-side would come down to pick up a victim. So that's their emergency entrance point. Alrighty folks, about up to the vehicle, 3.5 miles, not too bad. Great place if you've never been. Definitely an exercise hike on the way back up. And like I said, it can be dangerous when wet. Heed those warnings. So thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Until next time, we'll see you on the trail.